Hello everybody, Mr. Graham, the art teacher from Kane Elementary School here. Today I'm doing a little bit of origami and I'm going to draw some of my origami models that I've made. So I'm going to make this real simple bird and then I'm going to draw a picture of it. So that'll be fun to do. We're going to make a little simple, very simple origami bird out of this square of paper. So all traditional origami is done with a square. Now this is just some printer paper, so it's not really good for making models with many tight folds in it, but it will be fine for this very simple model. Another type of paper that could be used would be wrapping paper, and wrapping paper, some types of wrapping paper can take a little bit tighter folds. But this will work fine for the simple bird. So the first fold we're going to make is we're going to take this corner and bring it across to this corner. So if you're following along, you can do this at home. Taking that corner, bringing it across. Take your time when making origami. It's very relaxing and meditative, it can be. And lay your folds up nicely, making sure you get nice points. Now in origami, if you're following from instructions or if you're doing this, if we look at a fold like this, if I put it this way where that fold is coming up, that would be referred to as a mountain fold. If I lay it this way where the fold is going down, that would be called a valley fold. And on most instructions, if they want you to lay it this way, that line will be shown with a dotted line. And if they're wanting you to lay it this way, that fold will be shown as a solid line. So after I've folded corner to corner and made that triangle, I'm going to open it back up and I'm going to put it so it's a valley fold. You can do it either way on this bird. If you do it one way, you'll have a little wing on the outside. If you do it this way, it'll be a little simpler and that wing will be on the inside. Now I'm going to take this edge here and bring it over to that middle line. If you have some specially made origami paper, you can use that. But I am just using this paper that I have here at home. Very nice. Now I'm going to flip the model over and I'm going to fold. This will be the beak of the bird and this will be the tail. So I'm going to fold this beak down to about right here. Like that. Now I'm going to fold the head of the bird back forward. So my paper has this kind of zigzag to it. Now I'm going to pick up the whole thing and fold it in half. So I'm just taking this whole thing, folding it in half. So it looks, you can kind of see the bird there, but the head and neck are smashed down on top of the body. So what I need to do now is grab it here and bring this head up to the angle I want. You can bring it way forward or like to there. I think about to right there would be good. Now I'll hold this in position and I will squash these folds here, which will change that fold I did there and will reorient that fold. So there we go. And now I need to do the same thing with this head piece. I need to bring that up. So I'm going to grab the beak here and bring that head straight up forward. And I'm going to pinch this now back here. Just pinching that there. So now this is the very simple origami bird. And I'm going to do a drawing of this and I will be measuring these angles. Now you can, of course, if you want to, you can lay it down on a piece of paper and trace it. And that is one way to draw it. But I really want to challenge myself. If you're a little bit older student, young students might want to trace it. But if you're certainly third grade or older, you'll want to set it and look at it and try to draw what you see, because that is the only way to improve your drawing skills. So I'm going to make maybe a grown-up bird and a smaller bird. So I have a little bit smaller square here. Now I'm going to sketch out the origami model. I have it sitting here in front of me and I'm looking at it. So I begin by measuring in the air some angles. So I'm going to sketch out lines that I see, edges that I see. And you notice how I'm holding my pencil? I like to hold it far away from the point and very loosely so that I can move my whole arm and make the pencil go on the page like this. I'm going to also draw very lightly. Now I'm going to have to draw a little bit darker than I normally would, because if I draw too light, the camera won't even pick it up. So I draw in the air first and then come down and touch my page. Looking at every shape. So I'm looking at this triangle shape right here for the head, and as I get it more accurate, I can start darkening it in, or I can switch over here to my Sharpie marker and draw it with Sharpie. I can tell it might be just a little bit long because it sticks out a little bit further than it should. So if I really want it to be accurate, I can shorten that a little bit. I can see just a little of this back side right here, just a little of the back side I can see, which if you were tracing, laying the origami on the paper and tracing it, you wouldn't pick up details like that. There's a little fold line here, very light fold line there, and a very light fold line here too on the back of the head. So I might include those lines. These drawings can be a lot of fun to add shadows and shading to. They can be fun to color. I've also can see the back edge of the table going across here. So it goes there and then it comes out over here. So that gives the origami, that gives the still life on the table, gives it a place to sit when I show the back edge of the table going across there. So that's an important little thing to have. So I'm going to darken it in with Sharpie just so you can see it. Here's my drawing and the origami model I drew. Remember how I've taught you to measure angles. So if I take this pencil and line it up on an angle, I don't have to actually touch the thing I'm measuring. I can hold my pencil back here, measure an angle, and you see how then I can measure it, lay it down on my paper and check it. Measure this angle here, lay it down on my paper and see if I got it accurate. So as you're drawing, you need to check those things, and that's a good practice.